welcome to the Come Together Hub podcast. Today we have got the cup of joy back, so we're gonna have a little pick out of that at some point and get a topic, but just wanted to introduce ourselves first. Do you want to go from this side?
I'm Chris. I'm Matty.
Nicola.
I'm Georgia. Nina.
Lisa.
So Matty has got the honour of picking out a topic that we're going to discuss around recovery.
Contemplating relapse.
I'm
It's a
not.
weird one.
I'm just not.
No, that'd be planning it, wouldn't you? If you're contemplating it, like, oh, when can the next relapse or whatever. I
Well,
don't think I've ever come to that.
I think
Like,
I think
No.
I think I would take that as contemplating using
yeah,
rather
yeah.
than contemplating a relapse, because it's not been part of my story, but I know before I came into recovery I spent many years of wanting to get clean, having a bit of time falling back, all trying to do it on my own, and it was more about contemplating using, and to be honest there was never much time in between that contemplation and the using that really happened before I come in recovery. It was a split second and it was done.
I think that's part, like, when I moved and I was saying to my sponsor, I had all these bags around me and everything. I was like, oh, I can't do this, I need a bag. And then I was like, no. And I phoned her and I was like, and I laughed to myself because I was thinking, no, you don't, because you'll just be sitting here 3 days later, still all the stuff around you, and have relapsed, you know what I mean, and feel guilty as anything because you've took drugs and you've not done nothing. You know, so I think it is, sometimes it's a thought, but I think the more of this recovery I get in me, then it becomes less of a thought. It's more like actions and behaviours that I find now rather than wanting to use, you know, or wanting to relapse. That's the last thing I want, really.
Yeah, it's the thinking, isn't it?
Yeah.
What about from this side?
It's like reservations, isn't it? So like, I read my step one out yesterday. I'm like, I think I used to have like 100 reservations really, but like the more I got through things clean, and the more I stuck around, and I heard people getting through stuff clean that I thought I'll never be able to get through stuff clean, like stuff like. And the more sort of life happens and you're in pain and it passes, like the less even the thought of even relapsing occurs. Do you know what I mean? Or even the thought of using as a solution. Because when we come here, like I know, like I didn't want to get clean when I first come here. So like my solution for like the first couple of years in recovery was to use through any sort of discomfort or anything that didn't go my way or anything that I needed to escape from. I didn't have a solution. I didn't have a different way of dealing with things. So it was kind of just like, oh, I need to use kind of thing.
And I think because that's what I've been finding, the more I'm going through stuff clean, and it's weird going through stuff clean because you're going through it and you're wondering why you know, your behaviours are a bit off and stuff like that, and you mention you're on it and you forget, you know. And I spoke to my sponsor the other day and I was like, I'm applying for a job here, I'm doing this, at least you're trying to avoid something, you know what I mean? And I was like, well, yeah, you're right, it's like baby's birthday 3rd of November, near Christmas, she died 1st of January, so everything's like, you know, it just, but I'm getting through it, and like you said, you know what I mean, it will pass, because everything does pass, good or bad, you know, so, and I think that's what I just have to remember now, and it's good to actually feel it and be able to deal with it and not say, I want to fucking use, you know, it's just like to feel the feeling and think, well, yeah, she's my daughter, I'm going to think about her, and it's nice to be able to look at a photo and not cry or want to use, you know, yeah.
What is the solution when you're contemplating using?
I don't really know.
For you?
I think that, so what was written on that was contemplating relapse. Which I just think is a bizarre thing, because relapse suggests that at some point you've been restored to sanity around using. So it's like to contemplate relapse is to contemplate insanity. You know what I mean? Contemplating using could possibly mean that you haven't been restored to any sanity around using drugs. You know, my experience with that was like when I first got clean, I still had the desire to use, you know, but I was in a rehab and I couldn't use in there. But I planned, like, soon as I was able to leave, I was gonna use, you know. So in the contemplating of using, I become like very well. I didn't become. I was just naturally sneaky and sly and manipulative and lying and stuff like that. And I think the thing that changed for me was I ended up getting a desire to stay clean. So I haven't contemplated using for a long time now, but I know people who do, and I don't judge them for it because I understand that's where they're at. Do you know what I mean? Because we can be very, very like self-righteous. Like you just said then about your sponsors, like sometimes you can have someone who's your sponsor or someone who's your friend and they're like constantly telling you what to do. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, I didn't come into recovery to be told what to do. I come in blindly needing to be shown what to do. You know what I mean? And guided into the thing. Yeah. Because as soon as someone says to me, you need to do, I think I've said this on here before, if someone says to me, I need to do something, I stop listening to them straight away, because I think, I don't know what I need to do. You don't know what you need to do. You know what I mean? So what, you know, like, okay.
I agree.
You know, like I'm learning.
Sets off my
I'm
rebellious
learning.
streak.
Yeah.
It's human nature
learning.
though, isn't it? As soon as you're told not to do, and it's from a child, as soon as your mum or your dad tells you don't do something, straight away that's all you can think about doing.
There's a theory around that, and I think they call it like the monkey in the red suit theory or something like that. So if you said to someone like, whatever you do, do not think about a monkey in a red suit. It's like,
thinking about it.
It's like when someone says don't turn around now, but that person over there, the first thing you do is turn around, isn't it? It's like, I just told you not to turn around. It's like, well, as soon as you tell me not to do something, I want to do it.
Do you know what? It's funny because I think with every challenge that I've been through in recovery, whether it's a perceived challenge or whether it's, you know, life on life terms, my first thought will always, and it'll just be quick or it'll be short, the thought will always be there of I would just love to get fucked up right now. And then, but what I've come to understand about that is, firstly, I don't give it no weight, and secondly, it's not that I want to get fucked up, it's that I want to run. I don't want to feel that. The idea of using is just the escape, you know what I mean? Like, relapse, and it's not. And the reality is I just carry on with my day. But like when I've gone through grief, even when I moved into my new house and it all felt a bit too good to be true, I remember ringing my friend and going, my first thought when I unpacked and sat on my sofa was, I'd love to get fucked up. And literally, and I rang my mate and I went, how insane is this? Well, it's not really. What are you doing? I said, I'm sitting having a coffee and I'm going to watch a little film and chill out.
Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? Right, this is the thing that I'm learning to understand about me and addiction and recovery. And it's like, when I'm seeking something, whether that's drugs or sex or money or shopping or food, I'm doing it because I don't feel that I'm enough. You know what I mean? So there's something within me that's telling me that I can seek something outside of me that will make me feel that I'm enough. And it's bullshit. You know what I mean? I live, you know, they say it, don't they? We live with a liar, you know what I mean? Because like, I by myself am enough. You know what I mean? But yet I think society has a big part to play, and I think that's why, like, you know, like addiction is so fucking rife in this day and age, is because of like of society and how it drives people, you know, through like
quick solutions,
just like
and
like look how you could be, you know, like,
social media's got a big
social
thing.
media.
Everyone has to have this ambition to be something. You know, but and if you've not, you feel like you should, you know, that you're missing out, and you should.
Back to when you was a kid, right? So when you, especially like when you join like senior school, you know, so you're like 10, 11 years of age, right? And all your mates are going up to the park on a Friday night drinking, right? It takes some fucking courage and some fucking, I don't know what the right word is. It takes something to like not do that, you know what I mean? Because you get fucking drawn into the crowd, you know what I mean? And if you don't do that, you're open to being scrutinised and bullied and fucking ridiculed, you know, like ridiculed through not doing that.
So you feel ridiculed when you don't do
I
those things.
think that's what happens.
The idea of being accepted, innit? Not just by other people, but to yourself.
So they reckon that the number one fear in society is fear of public humiliation. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So weird you said that, you know, because there's a new thing, right? I can't remember what it's called, but it's a form of therapy where you go out and do things.
Oh yeah, like paint your face.
Yeah,
green
and like
stuff.
that, like some woman went and like lay on the floor basically.
And no one even cared.
And like just to show that like the fears are not real. It's like I can't remember. It's basically like humiliating yourself in public and just seeing that like the response. It's a form of therapy against like social anxiety, things like that.
Yeah,
It sounds
like
mad.
this
but
girl
it's
walked through a supermarket with a face green and not one person looked up. She said, "I'm going to prove to you that no one is looking at her. No one cares about
ritual, that or
But
something.
like when you think, like you walk in and you think, oh, everyone's staring at me, everyone's staring at me. Well, she was like full face painted green, and she walked through Tesco, got her shopping, walked out, not one person looked up.
That's like thing, yeah, no, we need to like wrap it up. And that's something I learnt about going to meetings. Someone said it to me a long time ago, and they went, you know, like when you're sharing meetings and you get fucked up in your own head about like talking publicly. And this guy said to me, he said, Matty, no one gives a fuck.
No.
You know what I mean? He said,
know.
when was the last time you went home and like unpicked everything everyone had said? The only things you unpick is the stuff that inspires you. Do you know what I mean?
True. Right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. Little conversation today. We'll be back next week with another topic, and we look forward to seeing you. Please like, share, and subscribe.
Bye.